Welcome. My name is Julia, and I'm a wise woman. What? You thought we weren't there? Sure, the men got all the coverage, but of course we were there. You think that we would have let her, young, a stranger in town, away from her kith and kin, have that baby on her own? Of course we wouldn't. We women had learned from the times of the matriarch that the only way we were going to survive was to stick together. We had formed our sisterhood in the red tent, the tent of women that was found at the heart of the community. It was there that girls were initiated into womanhood, women into mothers, mothers into the elders. And it was there that my grandma's grandma learnt her skills of midwifery and then passed them down the line to me. So, back to the night in question. I can remember it was a cold night and the couple were late coming into town. They arrived at the Catalumia. That's the name that we give our inns. It's where the people live on top and the animals are stabled beneath. And they must have arrived late. When they arrived, we could see that she was in some discomfort. It must have been about 1 o'clock in the morning in the end that I was called for, and I can remember reaching for my bag and then for my candle, and then realizing I wouldn't need it. For outside, the moon and the stars were shining so brightly that night. I arrived at the stable, and there she was in the straw, labouring away. She was a determined young woman, she was. I can remember then, just as about that baby was to be born, that she stopped, and she took a breath, and it was like she was listening. And then I heard it too. It was like a whisper from heaven. It was the voice of the child before he was to be born. Lord, you have searched me and you know me. You have created me inside and out. You have knitted me together in my mother's womb. And now is the time for me to be born. Into your hands I commit my spirit, into the hands of those who will welcome me, warm me, love me, care for me, knowing that you will not spare me pain or the risk of being neglected or abandoned. Lord, into your hands I commit my spirit. And then, with one almighty act of labour, that baby was born right into my arms. Oh, the joy of it. And I cut the cord, and I washed him down, and I wrapped him in swaddling bands, as was our custom. And then I laid him in the manger, for she was too tired to nurse him. And then, later, much later, when danger was past and all the work was done, the men turned up. First of all, there was a group of hollering, stinky old shepherds making such a commotion, I don't know. And then these poshy types turned up, 3 of them on camels and such a train. I had never seen such wealth, and bearing gifts unbelievable. But even more unbelievable, those men, all of them, whether they were educated or uneducated, highborn or lowly, all of them showed humility and bowed to that baby. Have you ever heard of such a thing? Grown men bowing to a baby. The world turned upside down that night, I tell you. Well, I must be going. I always have work to do, and it is unbelievably chilly in here. Shalom.